Hi, so this is a quick sort of frequently asked question, I guess, which is when people come back from the Harbour Club, they quite often they have like 1,000 things that they could possibly go and do. I know it's quite overwhelming, and there's lots of different ideas and concepts that we discuss there. But what most people are looking for is that kind of focus, the one thing that they could actually go and do, and it's a question that comes up quite regularly. You know, what should my what should my focus be? Now, obviously, we give you the quick start guide. We give you some ideas of things that you can do to start to get some traction on the kind of sourcing side, because that really is the catalyst to getting things moving. But I thought, yeah, it'd be quite useful just to share, you know, the idea that the most important thing that you can do is break your deal virginity. It's really important that you get that first deal done. The first deal is absolutely the catalyst to the second deal and the third deal and the fourth deal. I know that sounds obvious and logical, but there's an amazing kind of psychological breakthrough that you have in terms of your confidence, in terms of, you know, just going through the process and understanding what the negotiation was like, what the contractual element was like, the legals, the completion, the, you know, getting involved in it. So, you know, the really key thing is to try and get that first deal done, whatever type of deal it looks like. So then if you're going to pick a focus, you really need to pick what I would classify as that path of least resistance, the thing that's going to get you to that goal in the easiest possible way. And I would probably say the two most simple deal structures to go and execute, the two most simple things that you could go out and break your deal virginity with, and they're probably the, you know, polar ends of the spectrum in terms of the type of target audience, would be either to look at the WIBO strategy or the agglomeration strategy. So agglomeration is really simple because effectively we'll hold your hand through the entire process. In fact, if you find a company with $1 million of EBIT, so $1 million dollars of earnings before interest and tax, so profit, I'll partner up with you, and you'll have me holding your hand through the entire process, so we can, you know, hop on the call together. We can do everything together and get that first deal done. If you want to explore the WIBO solution, remember WIBO is work-in buyout, so like a management buyout, but you use you know, effectively kind of sweat equity to get in there. You know, there's lots of different ways you can approach that WIBO. So you can use the value builder tool to do an analysis of where they are at the moment in their business and how you can add value and improve the, excuse my phone, how you can add value and how you can solve problems for you in order to solve problems for them in order to get the equity stake that you want. Now, as we've also explained before, it's very easy to take equity in a business. You know, you solve a problem, you could use some of the financial engineering techniques, you could just go and do a you know, consulting type project for them. You know, lots of consultants are already swapping their time for money. Why not swap their time for equity and become a shareholder in there? Well, the general answer to that question, why do people swap time for money instead of time for equity, is that once you have that equity, what do you do with it? You know, it's very easy to be stuck in a business as a passenger. And this is where the WIBO strategy really helps you, because obviously we use our contract terms, so those 5 key clauses that will give you effective control of that business for your minority stake. You will be able to sell the business, you'll be able to share the profits, you'll be able to do all of those things that, you know, typically you wouldn't be able to do as a minority shareholder. So it's quite a powerful little toolbox that you have there to be able to go and take even just a 10 or a 20% stake in a business to get that first deal done, to get you through the process of doing the first deal and the confidence and the case study to then move on to your second deal and onwards. And in terms of you know, an extra tool which might help you just close that first one, is you can do a full risk reversal. So a risk reversal is basically where you just say, hey, look, and if I can't do it, you can have your shares back. Now that can take several different forms. My favorite is normally that you take the 20% stake for a pound, and that's subject to you achieving X, Y, and Z. And if you haven't achieved X, Y, and Z by a agreed drop dead date, they have the right to purchase those shares back to you from $1. Now it needs to be really simple, tangible, unequivocal goals that you're going to reach. You know, it might be turning their 100 grand's worth of profit into 200 grand's worth of profit, and perhaps including a measure of what you would classify as you know, acceptable in terms of profit recognition. But yeah, having that risk reversal in there is just a really powerful way of putting your money where your mouth is, and basically saying, hey, look, I promise you I can do this, and if I can't, nothing ventured, nothing gained. We're back where we started. And that again, it's all about creating this path of least resistance, trying to make a deal they can only say yes to get that first deal done, to get that first exit done. Remember, with the WIBO, you've also got the opportunity to sell it back to them using the loan company, or to sell the entire business using the drag and tag clauses. Yeah, so it can be a really powerful way of not only getting a first deal done, but also getting some you know, a capital event, some upside from the whole thing. So yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah, try and find your path of least resistance, whether that's just a JV on an agglomeration deal, which is super straightforward, or going down that kind of WIBO route just to get your first deal done, just to take that stake in a business. And actually, you might think, you know, if you've already been outsourcing and you haven't been able to close a deal pie, or you haven't been able to close one of the other deal structures, you might be able to go back to some of those and think, would any of these fit the WIBO strategy? Could I just take a stake, solve the problem, and then potentially sell the business or sell my share back to them with the loan company once the thing is fixed? I hope that helps a few more of you just push that first deal over the line. Of course, if you ever have any questions, you can always ping them here on the app, and I'll answer them. And look forward to welcoming you with your first deal.